Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brian 3D, where the sports live. I'm your host, Brian Sanchez, and today I have the honor of being with Charlie Cancino. He has such a long and amazing resume, but to sum it all up, he is an MC, an announcer in sporting and technological events. He has been all around the country working for the NBA and various other companies. And he has done a lot of voices for commercials, speakers, and the list just goes on. Charlie, how are you on this beautiful day of today?
Oh, an amazing day. Happy to be here with Brian 3D, the main man right now for sports. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be talking about sports, talking about what you love, what I love. That's the whole idea.
Love the energy. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
All right, so I'm an MC. I do voiceover commercials, a little bit of everything. I do sports, I do tech, I do a lot of crazy stuff, but mainly sports. I mean, I love the NBA. I've always been a fan. I used to play ball, I still play ball, and right now I hope I could get a couple of shots. I think just a couple, but that's what I do. That's MCing, hosting, doing fun stuff, helping people like hype up. You know, the idea whenever I work with any brand or event is that I become like the hype man. So if I get people motivated with it, that's what I do.
You were just mentioning about loving basketball since you were young. Now I have to ask you, for the audience to know, what got you into basketball? Such a beautiful sport.
So it was funny because I never played basketball like around my first years of life. But my big brother Tony, he used to play ball. He was like, "Oh, you need to try this out." I was always the goalkeeper in soccer. Okay. I used to live in the States, actually. I used to live in Cleveland, and everybody was like, "Oh, this kid is Mexican. I think he'll be good for as a goalkeeper. Let's keep him on the soccer field." But then suddenly, my brother told me like, "You need to test this out. Basketball is on another level." And immediately, I remember the date. It was actually in 1996. I was born in 1990. In 1996, I remember watching a game between Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, and I just fell in love with the game. I mean, it was magical. It was on another level. I loved it. So that was the moment in which I decided to turn into basketball, and basketball has been my life ever since I was 6, 7, 8 years old. So yeah, that's the way it got into my life.
Much like your story, many basketball fans, and not only basketball, sports fans, have that like one moment that just changed them to love the sport. Now I have a question. I was doing some research on you, and I saw you're surprisingly tall. Let the audience know how tall you really are.
I'm not that tall. I mean, it's awkward because I'm around 6'3". But here in Mexico, 6'3", that's crazy. Everybody's like, I don't know, like 5'8", 5'7", and then suddenly I come up and I'm like, hey, what's up? Do you want me to go get the cereal? Yeah, I'll get that down. So that's what I do here. But whenever I go out, I mean, I'm like Steph Curry. Steph Curry is around 6'3", 6'2". So yeah, not that tall, but I look taller than I am, I think.
I love how you say you're not tall, but the average American's like 5'7". So you're
above it.
Yeah, above it. Yeah, so it's pretty tall in standards.
Yeah.
So you were mentioning earlier that you love being an MC. That's what you do. After working with companies like NBA, Nike, Cisco, and Spotify, it's safe to say you have a very broad and a lot of experience. What's your favorite thing about what you do in communication?
Oh, wow. So my favorite thing, I mean, it's to get people feel a certain emotion. It could be a different event. I've hosted marathons, I've hosted big events, arena events, stadium events. And whenever you get somebody to really connect to an emotion and go like, what you just said, or whatever you did, I don't know who you are, but you did something good and you made me feel. That's what I love. I love whenever, I don't know, we host like NBA viewing parties, the finals viewing parties here in Mexico. And suddenly everybody starts screaming like, yeah, let's go. Like they were in the stadium, you know, like if they were in the arena, they were watching LeBron James just block Andre Iguodala. So it's like that moment when whatever you do connects to an emotion in somebody else. That's what I love, man. So that's definitely what drives me and motivates me to keep on doing what I do. I started doing this since I was 18, a little bit around 17, 18 years old. I started hosting events. Long events, non-paid events. It was crazy, but that's how you start. And then suddenly people connect to your energy, you know?
Yeah. well, let's get to this part because you've been all around the world. You've been in all-star games and a lot of events. And recently you were in the premiere of Space Jam in Six Flags. How was that experience?
Man, that was crazy. I mean, I remember watching Space Jam the first time. It was in the movies when we lived in the US. And I was like, oh, this is the best. Watching Michael Jordan open gym with Bugs Bunny, Lola Bunny. Lola Bunny, I just want to say, she was my first ever crush in my life. So, Lola Bunny, if you're watching this, I love you. I just want to say that, but that's out there. I mean, that's just part of it. But no, I remember like watching the first Space Jam, and suddenly I hear the news: LeBron James is coming up with a second movie. I was like, damn, I don't know what I need to do, but I need to be in that event. I don't know how, but I need to be there. So I started calling up people. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Anybody know anybody from Warner? And so I started calling a ton of people, and nobody responded. Nobody even like said, hey, I just received your email. No, go back. No, nobody even responded. I was like, ah, damn. And then suddenly, somebody from Cinépolis, I don't know if you know Cinépolis. Cinépolis is one of the biggest like movie theaters companies in the world, I think. And they came up and said, hey, I saw you doing trick shots in your profile. So you want to do something with Space Jam? And I was like, yes, let's go. and that's how it happened. It was a funny story. So thanks to those guys, I just want to give a big shout out to Moy and Karen, who really were happy. And we did a great team working on this, creating some fun stuff that you guys will see in the near future. And then suddenly I got tickets to and an invitation to the main event in Six Flags. It was really, really cool. Playing basketball, just watching a really, really good movie, and I enjoyed it. I remembered, I imagined myself like when I was 8 years old, 7 years old, saying, oh, that's exactly what I wanted you to do. You know, like I think younger Charlie would be really like proud of me. I think that works.
Yeah, we went to see it on Friday. It was an amazing movie. We're gonna get right to that. Just like you, there were millions of fans that really enjoyed that original Space Jam. And I wanted to ask you, because it really did really well. If some stats here, it did 250 million worldwide in the box office, the original Space Jam. It's the #1 grossing basketball movie of all time. Maybe a new legacy will top it, but we don't know yet. So I'm here to ask you, in your opinion, how has Space Jam been influential to the game of basketball?
Oh man, I think Space Jam 1 and Space Jam: A New Legacy, I think they are game changers. I honestly think they are game changers. There's a ton of kids around the world that have never even stepped on a basketball court, that have never dribbled a ball, that have never drained a three, and they see these type of movies, and they become motivated to test it out. Like, oh my God, I believe I can fly. You know, like I want to test that out. So I think it's a great way to bring in movies, athletes, everything together to create future athletes or future fans. I mean, it has to be a really great like base or fundamentals of fans. So I think Space Jam has done amazingly well since the first movie. I mean, I love the first movie. If I could get a tattoo of like Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny, I will do it. But I'm going to leave that to future references. But I think it's been amazing what Space Jam has done. It's really, really, really remarkable.
Yeah, it's just an amazing movie. To not spoil the new movie to any new viewers that have not seen it, I'm going to ask you, in the original movie, what was your favorite scene or moment?
All right, so first movie, we can sort of spoil the first one, right? I mean, if you haven't seen Space,
of course. I mean, if you haven't seen it, what are you doing? But you can, of course, spoil it.
All right, so I've always said it. My birthday's coming up, so I always tell everybody in my family, if I could get just one day in my life, open gym, just like Michael Jordan when he gets his North Carolina shorts, he jumps onto the court, and the music just comes in, and he starts dunking, he starts flying around. Bugs Bunny goes like, "Oh my God, this guy can play." That for me is the best scene, because it's like everything you can enjoy from a basketball court with just yourself. So it's like my imagination just going, I want to be that guy. I want to do that. I want to be just shooting all day by myself, enjoying music all around. That's it. So I think that's the scene. And obviously the dunk, the final shot.
Yeah.
I just want to say Bill Murray, a lot of people do not say it, but Bill Murray did one of the biggest roles in the game. So I think Michael Jordan's success in that game was thanks to Bill Murray. So I think that's what I love about it.
I've never heard of that someone contributed so much to Bill Murray, but
Hey, he got the assist. He got the assist.
yeah, he did get this.
And he gave the last pass. So, hey, assist to Bill Murray. He got 0, 1, and 0, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's undefeated right now. So if he ever steps back on the court, he's the GOAT, pretty much.
For me, he's like the non-athlete GOAT. Like,
Yeah.
he did so good. He retired right there. He was 1-0, but I think he was like the only one to get a single in the game. So I think that works too.
That is such a strange take, but it makes sense. You have facts to back it up, and you have the stats, so it makes sense.
It works. It works.
The major differences from like the first movie and the second movie, I have to say, are the villains.
Yeah.
And they really are what make the movie just so good. Their roles and everything. So I have to ask you, what team are you? Are you Monstars or are you Goon Squad?
Oh, damn. Oh, I love the name Goon Squad. I love it. But I have to say, my guy, Klay Thompson, I love him. I love him. He has the most beautiful shot in the world. Anthony Davis, being a Laker, I'm a Laker. So, I mean, you got so many good players. I think, I'm thinking about it, but I think I'm going to go Monstar. Monstars are definitely like the villain team. Oh, you got Charles Barkley, you got Patrick Ewing, you got people that you do not want to play against. It's like if you play against Klay Thompson, he'll shoot a 3 on top of you and you'll be like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. I want to hug him. But if you ever try to hug Charles Barkley, he'll be like, oh no, keep on playing, boom, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I think if I wanted to be a villain, I'm gonna go Monstar 100%. How about you, Brian?
I'm going Goon Squad, and here's why.
Okay.
I think the Monstars are a little bit more intimidating.
Yeah.
But if a fun fact, neither of them in real life, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, they never won a ring.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Anthony Davis.
Those players won a ring. So you go to the Goon Squad, they're loaded. You just start with Klay Thompson, and also the characters are scarier. They're a little bit more scarier.
Some of them are. I mean, you see Damian Lillard, Dame Time. I mean,
yeah.
He's a cool robot, but I mean, all of the Monstars. I mean, they even growl. They go like, you go.
Yeah.
Just take the ball. You know, I don't want to play. I'll go.
Plus Kronos, like the wild card. Like the Monstars didn't have a wild card as good as you maybe Damian Lillard. He just came out and just stopped time. I didn't know anybody in the Monstars who could do that. So that's why I gotta go Goon Squad.
And I think we need to say it also. The GOAT, Diana Taurasi. I mean, she's so. Yeah, I think it would be pretty interesting to have a Goon Squad against the Monstars. I do think the Goon Squad would win, but I'm gonna keep it old school. I'll be on the Monstars team.
Monstars, okay. Now, I know this is what the audience wants to hear from you. We want to know your opinion. Which one did you prefer? Did you like more? Did you like the OG Space Jam or Space Jam: A New Legacy?
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is the big question. This is the big question for everybody. So just to set things straight, Space Jam original was amazing. I mean, it's a work of art. I loved it. Everything around it is magical, beautiful. I loved it. Space Jam: A New Legacy is like way more tech. You get like people involved, new kids involved. I like it. You even have a song of Chance the Rapper with John Legend, which is really, really good. I'm gonna go 100% Space Jam OG. Space Jam #1 is gonna be my movie because, man, it's a work of art. It's beautiful. It's perfect. I mean, I don't want to spoil the second one. I loved all the cameos and the crossovers and everything. It's really, really good. But man, on this side, it was the best. I mean, for me, watching both, I felt the same thing, the same drive of, oh, let's go. Like, good always wins.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Space Jam 1. How about you?
I'm gonna go Space Jam 1 as well. I remember seeing it when I was young. I mean, I really enjoyed the new movie. I'm not gonna spoil. I think it was a little funnier than the first movie. To be exact, the movie, it was just so great. There's just almost zero flaws. I mean, introduced the Space Jam Jordans, the 11, and it was just amazing. There was just no way you could top that. I'm sorry, LeBron, you could not top that performance, but
I know LeBron is always like tracing or walking behind Michael Jordan, trying to break his records, break everything he does. But I do not think Space Jam: A New Legacy is going to be Space Jam 1, but it's really, really, really good. I think everybody was on point. The teams were on point. Everything was really, really good. We don't want to spoil. You guys better go watch the movie because it's really, really good.
yeah, it was amazing. And Charlie, I want to sum it all up here. It's been a great time having you here. So, the sports is a huge market. It's gross to be like $250 billion. And that's just an estimate in 2018 of how much it's worth. It's clearly a major, big market. Experience. What message could you give to the kids who want to get involved in this market?
You need to work and you need to believe in yourself. If we learn anything from Space Jam 1 is be you, and also Space Jam 2, it's actually the same message. Like, believe in yourself, you can do anything, and also like appraise and really uphold whatever you are, whatever you do. I remember I started creating videos, content when I was 15. That was 15 years ago. And I remember I had my camera just walking all around, and everybody at school at first was like, oh my God, what's this kid doing? He's just recording stupid stuff like anywhere. And I was like, that's me. Let me enjoy myself. And then at the end of the year, I came up with the idea to make like a yearly video for my friends and everybody at school. And everybody was waiting for that video. So what I think is, like, you guys need to start believing in yourselves, even though there's a ton of people that won't believe in you. And I think the second advice that I will give to everybody is always adapt, always be ready for a change, be ready. Like De'Aaron Fox is suddenly running this way and then he runs to the other side, like nobody even can tell. So like, be ready for change, because change is always coming. Like, I've been doing this for over 10 to 12 years, hosting events, and I'm always learning something different. Like right now, I'm jumping into the video game world. I love playing video games, but I've never hosted like video games wise. So I think always be ready for change and be yourself. Like, nobody's gonna tell you what you can or cannot do. You're the only one that can tell you. So if you're 12, if you're 13, 14, 15, and you wanna start doing something, start doing it. Less talk, more action. I think that's also a good thing.
Love that. You can get involved at whatever age. I love that message. Before we finish, I just wanted to let the audience know that I'm going to be teaming up with Charlie to give away an official Space Jam 2 squad jersey. So more details will follow on how you can win it, but stay tuned. Follow us on social media. All of that information will be down in the description. Charlie, it was a pleasure having this time with you, and it's just an honor to be with someone as special, as important as you. And I learned so much and had a great time talking about Space Jam.
Brian, it has been an honor for me, and I just want to say, for everybody watching this video, you guys better keep an eye on Brian 3D. I know he's going to come up big. He's going to do big things. I know we will see him in a couple of years just hosting the best events, just talking about whatever he loves. So hey, keep an eye out for Brian 3D.
Appreciate that. And this was today's international VIP guest. Thank you guys, and stay tuned for more.